start with the breaking news.
A Portsmouth teacher turns himself in for charges related to selling heroin near a school. Michael McCormick is facing 2 charges of possession of heroin with the intent to distribute and 1 count of selling drugs near a school. Chanu is live in Portsmouth for us with the latest.
Well, guys, so far, this is what we know at this moment from Portsmouth Police. We know that this is part of a months-long investigation by the Norfolk DEA, as well as special narcotics agents within the Portsmouth Police Department. Now, again, Michael McCormick was arrested for those charges, David, that you just read. Again, those are 2 counts, possession with intent to distribute heroin, as well as 1 count of selling heroin near a school. Now, police did want to make this very clear. This person was not known to sell to students or sell on school property. From the school, this is what they were able to tell us, that they can't confirm that this man, Michael McCormick, in the mugshot is a teacher here at IC Norcom, but they can confirm they have a teacher at IC Norcom named Michael McCormick who is now on administrative leave. But when I was out here talking to students who were walking by, a bunch of students did tell me the person in the mugshot, 48-year-old Michael McCormick, is a math teacher here at IC Norcom. Also on the IC Norcom website, there is a teacher listed named Michael McCormick, but we'll continue to follow this and we'll bring you more on 13 News Now. Live in Portsmouth, Chanu, 13 News Now.
All right, police are connecting the dots on a crime spree that crossed at least 3 cities and left 2 people dead.
Now, 2 of the 3 men involved in shooting a police officer in Hampton are charged with killing 2 other people. They're also accused of robbing 2 GameStop stores. Here's a blow-by-blow. Around noon on Sunday, police found 2 bodies in a home in Virginia Beach. They think James Gregory and Leonard Morrison are responsible for those deaths.
Then Monday morning, police think the same 2 men, along with Alan Ralph, robbed a GameStop in Chesapeake around 10 o'clock. Later that day, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they allegedly hit another GameStop, this time in Hampton. That robbery ended with a police officer and Leonard Morrison shot after Morrison allegedly got control of that officer's gun.
Now, people who know the suspected killer say they aren't surprised to hear about these charges.
Jacqueline Lee spoke with one of their roommates who says she experienced violent behavior in the past. Now she says she's scared for her son's life.
That roommate tells me she was living with James Gregory for 2 weeks leading up to that crime spree. And now she tells me she's worried someone is coming after her next.
He told me he was homeless. He couldn't go back to his mom's house.
And that begins the story of how James Gregory came to live under Tamisha Brown's roof. She didn't want to show her face, but said Gregory used to have addiction problems.
He was trying to get back where he needed to be.
But she said the trouble began whenever he brought his friend over, Leonard Morrison.
Y'all got a different vibe and different gestures, or y'all screaming and yelling.
Brown said Gregory failed to pay rent, so she kicked him out. Then early Monday morning, she said he kicked in her front door and Morrison pulled out a gun, a day after police say they killed 2 men in Virginia Beach. But she had no idea.
He pulled out a gun on my sister and he said while I was on the phone with the police, I'm not scared of them. Tell them to come on.
The mom still didn't know she was face to face with 2 suspected killers. The 2 men then ran off. That's when police say they robbed a GameStop in Chesapeake. The pair apparently returned to the house after, and Brown said she was in the dark about the crime spree that was unfolding right in front of her.
It was a PlayStation in my house, a Cricket cell phone. I don't know if they got that from stealing or whatever, but they did put $500 in my hand.
Confused, Brown says the pair took off again. This time, they were headed to Hampton, where police say they tried to rob another GameStop, but it eventually resulted in an officer-involved shooting. And that's when Brown connected all the dots. She realized she got caught up in something she never wanted to be a part of.
I don't care if they're behind bars. I don't care if they're there for a long time. I'm still scared for my life.
In Portsmouth, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
Today, a judge found a former church director guilty of a sex crime.
Jeff Bondi is guilty of sexual assault for an incident with a young woman 16 years ago. Stephen Graves joins us now.
And Stephen, you spoke with the victim after Bondi's conviction.
We did. And you know, we rarely hear from sexual abuse victims, but Margaret Ann Viola felt a need to share. She's allowing us to use her name, see her face, saying today was closure in a long journey that changed her life.
This whole process has changed my life.
Along with her attorneys, Margaret Ann Viola stands in confidence outside Virginia Beach court. This just moments after breaking down and weeping out of joy with family in a standing room only courtroom.
It's been hard for everybody. You know, the community was betrayed and my family suffered a lot.
Her abuser, Jeffrey Bondi, hung his head as a judge convicted him of a felony sex crime. It was 15 years ago. Viola, at just 18 years old, was assaulted by her mentor, a youth leader at Galilee Church. It happened at his Virginia Beach home while she babysat his kids and his wife was away. Now in her 30s, Viola says the incident caused an emotional downward spiral. She says she temporarily left college and received years of counseling. In court, the defense against her argued, saying there are flaws in her story.
I think the delay in the reporting, the way it was reported differently throughout the years, and the mere fact that she spoke to legal counsel a year after the incident is very telling.
You don't always feel at first that you understand the entire thing. It's very complicated when it's somebody that you know and trust and loved.
Bondi's defense denies any contact as serious as the felony he's convicted of. Regardless, a judge saw things differently, and Bondi now faces a sentence from 5 years to life. His attorneys argue their client's defamed name and reputation is enough, but Viola just has one hope.
The best I can hope for is that he's prevented from working with youth and coming in contact with kids in any way, shape, or form.
Now, Viola now lives in California, where she does stand-up comedy. She'll come back to Virginia Beach in October. That's when Bondi faces a judge for sentencing. Right now, he remains out on bond. Reporting, I'm Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.
Happening right now, NCIS Norfolk needs your help finding a missing sailor. Here's a look at Gage Brady's missing poster. No one has seen him since June 11th. We're told he has 2 tattoos on his right arm. Someone found Brady's phone outside a convenience store in Ocean View. Investigators say someone used his debit card in Kentucky and Missouri. He was last seen driving his blue 2011 Chevy Impala.
A town icon is gone in Williamsburg, but he's leaving a legacy behind. Tom Power died this week. Power and his wife owned the cheese shop in Fat Canary in Merchant Square. Tom died in an unfortunate swimming accident. Their children shared the devastating news on social media yesterday, and the outpouring of love and support has been nonstop. Community members say Tom Power meant a lot to the community.
He was a true Virginia gentleman, and there aren't many left anymore like him.
He's contributed a lot to make this community what it is, and he shall be missed by a lot of people.
Tom and Mary Ellen started the business in 1971. Their children, Kathy, Mary Ellen, and Tom Power Jr., continue to work the business started by their parents.
Fix for tunnel traffic is in the works. Hampton Roads is one step closer